Okay, y'all, I just clicked it off, clicked it back on. But yes, this is part 2 of why I'm homeless and how I got kicked out the second time from a different person. So after I went, from my mom's house, she kicked us out. Boom, boom, boom. She was throwing my, first of all, continue of that. She was throwing my son's shit in the yard. That's why I was like, oh, you don't even give a fuck about your grandson. You sitting there throwing his shit in the yard, like his high chairs and shit. Like, yeah, get all your shit. Knowing damn well the car I got is a small ass, little ass car. It can't even barely fit nothing. So I'm like, why would you throw that shit outside? Anyway, she threw it outside and then she left it outside and somebody picked it up and stole all his shit. So all his shit is gone. Which sucked because people, like his bed and shit like that, people bought that for him. Like, I didn't even buy that. That shit that people bought for him and helped me out. So it kind of pissed me off, to be honest. But since I didn't spend the money, I was just like, okay, cool. I was mad, but I was like, whatever. No love lost. It's not like, they're losing money anymore. It is what it is. I just had to let it go. It's hard to let go of stuff that you really wanted to keep or needed. And I've just been letting go a lot of shit and just said, fuck it. But it's very hard to do that. It's part ways with your items and shit. That's all I was like. If I was ever in a storm situation, I would be really just mourning the loss of my items. Like, once I survive, I'll be sitting there like, damn, like, my items. Like, anyways, part 2, anyways. I go to my aunt's house, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, can we just stay here for a few months so I can get my apartment? Because I had just got my job. And when I was looking up apartments, they basically said you had to have 4 consecutive paychecks. At that time, I don't even think I had got my first paycheck yet because I just got the job and she just kicked me out. So it was like, nigga, I think I was getting my first paycheck like right after I moved in with my aunt. So boom, I'm like, shit, can we stay here with you? Boom, boom, boom. My boyfriend gonna be here because, to watch the baby, basically. I don't got nobody to watch the baby. I just told her the whole breakdown of basically what happened with me and my mom. And basically was like, now all I got is my motherfucking boyfriend to watch my son. Even though I didn't even want him to watch my son because I really don't trust people like that. Not saying that he'll do nothing, but it's like, I don't know him like that. It takes years to know people for real. I've only known him for a few months. So it's like, at that time I was like, bitch, can you please help me? So, boom. I tell her all that. She's like, yeah, you can stay. I was like, or until, like, basically, he only was supposed to stay until I could bail Anthony out. And I was going to bail him out. He was about to get bailed out soon. I was getting all his bail money together from all my family members and shit and asking them for help. And trying to gather money for him. And money for my paychecks and shit like that. So, boom. I'm dealing with the stress of me not having no house no more. My son is here. My brother's in jail. My mom's acting bitchy. It's a lot. So my brother's calling me constantly like, Maya, can you please gather some money so I can get out of jail and stuff? Like, I really don't want to be in here. I feel bad for him because it was right around the holidays. This was like the beginning of November. So he went to jail like November 14th, 2024. I was like, damn, he got to stay in jail for like Thanksgiving and shit. That's fucked up. So he was in jail. I mean, he's been in jail this whole time. So, boom, I feel bad for him. I'm getting stressed out. I'm stressed as fuck. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what I'm going to do. Blah, blah, blah. My stress is leaking off on my boyfriend, basically. The closest people around you kind of get put in that situation. So, on my part that I played in that relationship, he was helping me out. But I was so stressed that I was kind of just mad at him and everybody else. Everybody. I'm fucking mad. I'm stressed out. I don't know what to do. But I was trying to hold it together. It was just too hard. Plus, I was going through hormone issues and all that shit. So, it was real crazy. But yeah, we're living there. We're doing our shit. I'm going to work. He's watching my son. About a week passed. One day, my aunt just decides, oh, I'm going to leave my 2 kids. Mind you, she has a 4-year-old. And a 1-year-old at that time. Because my son was like, I think he was only like 8 months, 9 months. She's like, oh, one day she just wakes up, I guess, and just decides, oh, I'm just gonna leave the kids at the house. Because the night before, she was talking to me about her baby daddy and how he just had another baby, but was lying to her, telling her, oh no, the girl's not pregnant with my kid, and I don't know whose kid she's pregnant with, and trying to lie and shit. You know how niggas do. She gets mad, and she's like, man, that makes me not even want to see them to go back over there, and boom, boom, boom. And why would he lie like that? He over here talking about how he's trying to move back in with me, but he got a whole kid and a whole family he started. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm over there like, yeah, that's crazy. Boom, boom, boom. Not thinking that she's dead ass. So she doesn't take her kids to her dad's house, to their dad's house. And she goes to work like every day, 12-hour shifts. So she literally leaves her kids at the house while they're sleeping and stuff like that. She goes to work. She texts my phone talking about, hey, the kids are there. Tell your boyfriend he has to watch them, and boom, boom, boom. First of all, that's not how you ask nobody to watch your kids, whether we live in your house or not. You never said shit about that. You could have been like, hey, if you lives here, you gonna have to help out, like watch my kids and shit. That's payment for being here or something. You didn't say shit like that. She didn't say shit about that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I tell him, and he's always like, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with her. Boom, boom, boom. So he's pissed off. Of course, I'm pissed off too, but I'm like, hey, I know it's a lot, but thank you so much, for helping me and shit. But, you just watch the kids a little bit. I'm trying to gather the money to get Anthony out, so then you won't have to do this no more. Boom, boom, boom. But me, on my end, I'm already thinking, like, who the fuck leaves their kid with a random ass nigga? A random nigga. You don't know who this nigga is. You got a whole daughter that's 4 years old. You don't know who this nigga is. You know what I'm saying? So she leaves. She lets her kids stay. Boom, boom, boom. And then she just started doing it every day. We didn't say nothing because it was just like, whatever, to live here. Boom, boom, boom. But then something happens. Now, this story is really like my boyfriend's fault and her fault at the same fucking time. But it is what it is. Basically, my boyfriend, he be smoking like, or my boyfriend at the time, he be smoking like these little weed pens, if y'all know what that is. And he be smoking, no. He be smoking those weed pens, and he also be smoking like vapes. So he be having them in his pocket and shit like that. So that day, I had made us all something to eat before I went to work and shit. And we was talking to each other, trying to work on our relationship and shit like that. Boom, boom, everything was going great. That was a great day. It started off amazing. Cooked, boom, boom, went to work, full as fuck, was feeling good. That day I was only going to work for like 4 hours. So I'm thinking, okay, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's been happening on those days I'll be going to work for hella hours. I go to work. As soon as I get there, I want to say like 30 minutes after I sit down and settle in, he's calling me talking about, oh, my cousin, my little cousin, basically. He's 1 year old. So-and-so, he got a hold of my weed pen and then he smoked it or whatever in the bathroom. I'm like, how the fuck that happened? He's, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. He's high as fuck, boom, boom, boom. So basically what had happened was he had his weed shit in the pocket before I left. I know he had it in his pocket. The shit always falls out his pocket. And I always be telling him, make sure it's in your pocket or don't leave it in your pocket or put it somewhere up. Boom, boom, boom. But he always leaves it in his pocket because it's just a habit or whatever. Turn around. He leaves it in there. I leave. He loses it in the couch cushions because we was all sitting on the couch. He loses it in there. And then he loses it in there, and basically my 4-year-old cousin, she goes and picks it up while he's sitting there trying to look for it around the house. He thought he left it in the bedroom. He thought he left it, he was looking all over the house. She ended up finding it before him. Goes in the bathroom or tells him, oh, hey, I gotta use the bathroom, boom, boom, boom. While she's hiding it in her pockets or hiding it behind her back. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Mind you, she's never said like, oh, I gotta use the restroom. She doesn't say that. She just goes. She knows how to use the restroom. She just goes. So he was like, okay, go, boom, boom, boom. While he's sitting there looking for it still. And then, kids be sneaky. That's how they do shit. So that's what she basically did. Hold on, booty. That's what she basically did. Was doing some sneaky shit, boom, boom, boom. I just told y'all, like, what? She's 4 years old. Kids are smart. And my 4-year-old cousin is hella smart. She knows what she be doing, basically, what I'm trying to say. She got to use restroom, snuck the little thing in there. Then she called Julio to come in the restroom with her. Handed it to Julio. He smokes it. He comes out the restroom. Smoke coming out his mouth. He's over there crying. I mean, not crying. Smoke comes out his mouth. He's over there high as fuck. Like, you know. And then he goes through the whole high emotions. Me, I'm scared. I'm at work like, nigga, if something happens to him and you gotta call the cops or whatever, they gonna call CPS on everybody. And my son's not getting taken to CPS. So that's when I'm pissed off, because I'm like, I don't even know why the fuck you would leave that. I don't know why she would touch that shit. I don't know how Julio knows how to do certain shit. But yeah, I don't know how Julio even knows how to smoke out of that type of stuff. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm mad because I'm like, if it wasn't for her just leaving her kids with somebody who's inexperienced in watching kids, because my boyfriend ain't never watched no kids. He ain't never watched one kid, let alone 3 at the same goddamn time. So it's like, bitch, why the fuck are you leaving him with your kids? Boom, I'm pissed the fuck off. So later I ended up calling, you know, he was feeding him a whole bunch of food and stuff like that, because, you know, when you get high, you get hungry. Then he went to sleep and shit like that. Later I had basically told her what happened, because, you know, I'm not the type to, like, this is your kid. I'm not trying to keep shit from you that happened to your kid. But apparently I should have just kept my motherfucking mouth closed, because I tell her what happens. All she cares about is like, well, why didn't he put the stuff up? Boom, boom, boom. And that's one fact. That's right. Why wouldn't he do that? He didn't, though. All I'm telling her is like, he's not gonna be able to watch your kid no more because he's unable to do that. So, you know, before I could even tell her like, oh, I'm about to bail out my brother, like, because at that time I had got all the money together. So I was about to bail my brother out like tomorrow or the next day. So I'm like, you know, basically, I'm gonna bail out Anthony soon or whatever the fuck. I was gonna tell her like, I'm about to bail out Anthony soon, and then he could watch them. But for now, while my boyfriend's here, until Anthony gets out, he can't watch them no more. But before I could even say that, she was just like, she switched real quick. Well, if he can't watch my kids, then y'all gotta go. She was like, that's crazy. I'm not gonna let him watch your son and not my kids. Bitch, what do you mean let him watch my son? That's my son. That's my boyfriend. You act like that's your baby daddy or something. Like those is his kids. What the fuck? So I'm like, bitch, you're weird. So after that, I'm not the type of person, I'm not gonna be like, oh, please let me stay at your house. Bitch, we're gonna go. Whether we have no place to go or not. I mean, I got God at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck. If today or tomorrow happens and I was having to drop all my shit, throw it in the motherfucking donation pile and just be walking these streets trying to find a place to live, hey, it's just me and God and my kids at that point, because it's what it is. I'm not begging no niggas to stay. I'm not doing none of that shit. So if you want us to go, we gonna go. So I was like, okay, big. The fuck? Because for one, that type of reaction is ignorant as fuck. It's weird as fuck. Oh, well, he's watching your kids, so why can't my kids stay? Y'all are living at my house type of energy. She didn't say that, but it's basically that's what you're trying to say. Y'all living at my house, I'm not going to let him be at my house watching your kid, and he ain't watching my kids too. Why should my kids have to leave and this is their house? Basically, you're trying to say. Where the fuck was your kids at before we was even here? I'm asking you to help me, but instead of you helping me, you're throwing more shit onto my life, basically. All right, instead of you helping me out, you're just like, oh, well, then she's here. I'm about to use this opportunity to have a babysitter. They have a whole dad that was taking them and watching them this whole time. But because you're mad because he has a new baby mama, and you thought y'all was going to get back together and have a happy-go-lucky life, and you're mad about it, now you don't want to take your kids over there? Bitch, who gives a fuck? I thought y'all was never together for the whole year. She was over there blabbing her mouth talking about, I've been single for a whole year. So why does it matter? If y'all been single for a whole year from each other, why does it matter if he has another baby mama? Is that the life he want to live? He's a dumbass nigga. That's him. But no, you worried about him. That's like me worried about my baby daddy have another kid. And that's what the fuck he want to do with his life. Do it. I hope you're happy. I'm not going to be part of it. But that's her problem. She wanted to be part of his life. That's not me. I'm not that type of bitch. And then what pisses me off about this auntie is the fact that she got the nerve to talk shit about my life and compare my life to hers. As if that's even a comparison. Anyways, y'all, I don't even know where I was at, but I do know, like, it don't make sense to me. Like, you got a whole babysitter. You already got somebody that, you know, why can't they hang out with their dad? If you ain't here the whole day, and then when she would come back home, she ain't even taking care of her kids. She's just letting them run around and cry. Well, what's the point? If you ain't even taking care of them, you barely see them, and then you come home and don't take care of them. Well, what's the point? I just don't get the point. But apparently, she thinks that makes sense. So, it didn't make no sense to me. I packed my shit. We left. I went to Seattle to my other aunt's house. And then I'm going to explain to y'all how I got kicked out for the third time in the next video. But yes, so we got kicked out that house. She was basically like, y'all can leave, boom, boom, boom. Y'all can't be here if he can't watch my kids, and boom, boom, boom. So I was like, okay, fuck it. And then got the nerve to text me and try to compare our lives and shit. Talking about, you was chasing your boyfriend. How the fuck am I chasing him? By having him watch my son while I go to work. So that I can get an apartment for me and my son, because my mom just kicked me. So that's how you can tell people's real motives about you. When certain shit breaks down and then they have shit to say, like ignorant shit like that. I'm coming to you asking for help. You're turning around trying to throw it in my face. Talking about I'm chasing a nigga. I don't know how that makes any sense. How am I chasing a nigga that's sitting right here? When people say chasing a nigga, it's like, I'm not out here like, oh, he got a whole nother baby mama. Now I'm crying over him and, oh my God, he can't see his kid. I'm not chasing no nigga. Never will, never can, and I won't. That just makes myself feel terrible about myself if I was to really go out and chase a nigga. So I know I don't do that. But to talk shit about somebody and they're already in a low place in their life. You know I got a kid. I'm homeless as fuck. Boom, boom, boom. She trying to talk shit. Bitch, you're 35, damn near. About to be 40, almost. You're halfway to 40, and you comparing our lives together. Nigga, I'm in my 20s. You're in your 40s. Can't even take care of your kids. She got 5 kids, can't take care of them. But we're in the same situation? Be real. I would never be in that situation because you did all that for a nigga. That's chasing a nigga. I'm not ruining my whole life for a nigga. That's chasing a nigga. I would never do that. I'm never going to. But yeah, I got a lot of energy towards that. I don't talk to her no more. She even tried to text me or call me like on some, oh, you know, I want to be a part of you and my great nephew's life. But I'm like, for what? To talk shit? You sit there and talk shit about me? When I was in a low place, but when you was in a low place and you was homeless, I was sitting there trying to help you. Oh, I'll watch your kids for you for free. While you figure out something. While you get your life together. Boom, boom, boom. We'll let them live here. But yet, look at what? Anyways, you couldn't even give me a few months. 2, maybe 3. When she kicked me out, it had already been like, maybe, it only been like 4 weeks. Literally. Like 4 weeks exactly, damn near. Nigga, you ain't no help, no nothing. But yeah, tried to call me and shit. I have nothing to say to people who are weird and shit. So when she called, it was like, And then she called from like a separate number that wasn't her number that I already had saved. So it's like, why are you calling me? And then why are you doing it all weird? Like, but I answer and I have nothing to say. But yeah, I don't know. These people just think they could do you wrong, and then I don't know. So, and think you're just gonna be cool and happy and forget about it. I'm not like that. I don't forget shit. I might forgive, but I don't forget, and then I'm still moving on. I'm not gonna forgive you and then start trying to be around you. I don't give a fuck to be around you at all. And you should have thought about your nephew when you kicked me out. You kicked out me and your great nephew to live on the streets, basically. Because where the fuck was we going? My mom was still on bullshit. She wasn't letting us move back in. Even if I was to ask her, you on bullshit. I have nobody else out there. And then I had to move all the way across the states to Washington to come live with my other aunt. So if I would have never had no money to come out here to live with her, I would have been on the streets in my car in the freezing cold, because at that time it was winter, with my son. But yet you want a relationship with your great nephew? You didn't give a fuck about your great nephew when you kicked us out about somebody watching your kids, when you already had extra people, extra babysitters. The only reason why my boyfriend's at your house watching my son, because I have no one else to watch him. That's the difference between me and you. If he had a dad that was able to watch him, why the fuck would I have my boyfriend watching him? He would go to his dad's house, but he don't have that. You have a whole baby daddy that could watch his kids. Why you having another nigga watch your kids? So yeah, I have no respect for that. And I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, you ain't seen the kids. But it's like, if I'm not fucking with you, then obviously you can't see the kids. Because, bitch, I'm not fucking with you. But, yeah. And if you're fake as fuck like that, you don't give a fuck about my son. Just like my mom didn't give a fuck about my son when she kicked me out with my son. You knew I had no other place to go outside of Texas. It's nobody else's house to go to in Texas. So you kicked me out on the streets. My mom probably was thinking, oh, she probably gonna go to her aunt's house, blah, blah, blah. But I know you wasn't thinking about shit, because I can't go nowhere past your house. There ain't nobody else out here to help me or my son. So you're a fake ass bitch in my opinion. But it's what it is. I'm still trying to forgive that. I'm still trying to forgive my mom and forgive all that so I can move forward. But shit still pisses me off because I'm still homeless right now. And I'm still, once I get my own place, once I get my job and get everything situated, and I'll probably be able to forgive these people. But since I'm still in the predicament right now, it just pisses me off on life. So yes, next story.